How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from Meta Smash, and just before the video gets started, I want to point out that yes, it is a very long video, but it has a ton of really good information for anyone who's interested in starting a YouTube channel or just wants to be a YouTuber in general or looking for information on how to boost their channel. So with that being said, if you are here just for the information, I would suggest watching this on 1.5 speed or 2 times speed just to kind of get through it a little bit quicker, because like I said, I think it's like a 40-minute video. I'm recording this after the fact, so definitely if you are here just for the information, highly recommend just watching it quickly just so you can absorb it quickly. I also want to say too that if you are someone who has already started the channel and you want some more advice or want some clarification on anything like that, definitely join the Discord and feel free to hit me up. We can talk in voice chat. You can show me your channel if you have any questions about thumbnails or your channel in general, if you want advice on the style or what kind of topics you should be covering, anything like that. However I can lend any advice that I possibly can, I'm more than happy to. So like I said, join the Discord and we can definitely talk. And so with all that being said, let's get started with the video. And in this video, I want to talk about questions that I get asked in person that are more so about the YouTube side of YouTube, if that makes sense, rather than the Smash side of the content that I do. Because a lot of the stuff that people ask me is more so like, how can they get started, or how did I get started with YouTube? So I'm gonna try my best to answer some of those questions for anyone who might be interested in starting YouTube, or wondering what it's like, or wondering what my life is like now that I'm doing this. I'm actually doing YouTube full time as my full-time job, if I can say that. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and jump into it right now with the first question. So first and foremost, the number one question that I get is, how do I come up with ideas for videos? I couldn't tell you how many times I've gotten this question just in passing at tournaments, in voice chat on Discord. I know I said this is more like in real life questions, but still just questions that are not typed. People ask me these all the time, but this is the number one question, is how do I come up with ideas for videos? So for me, I would say that my way or thought process of going about coming up with an idea is, I have my macro, which would be Smash in general, of course, and then I would take it down as many steps as possible to get to the most pinpoint, laser focused topic possible, and then work on that as an entire video or entire topic. So let's say, for example, we'll start from the top. So of course we have Smash, then we'll have the next layer down would be characters, and the next layers down would be a character that of course I play, so I'll say Falco, and then from Falco I would go down again and say, okay, I can do a video on combos, and then I can go down another level and say a video on combo starters, and then go down another level and say, you know what, I'm gonna do a video on up tilt, just up tilt, an entire video on just all the applications of one move for one character. So if you were to do that, and then let's say make a video, it's 4 minutes long, 5 minutes long, has some applications, some combo starters that you can do with it, ways to maybe not ledge trap with up tilt, but just ledge trap with a different move or whatever the example might be, and then there's your video. So if you do that, well, let's say every single character, or as many characters as you want to do it with, there's like what, 19, I think every character has 19 moves, unless they have a Zaire, and then they have 20. And of course, if it's hero, you have like 1,000,000. So there is that. But if you have the standard 19 moves with every character, there's potentially, if you would like to do it, 19 videos you could do on every single character. I don't even know what the math is. 19 times 74 or 75 characters right now. It's too much for me. Too much science, too much math. I don't know. It's way too many. But at that point, you already have an incredible amount of different ideas that you could do for a video. Another thing I'd like to do too is coming up with specific matchups. So videos on matchups. So in that case, I could do Falco, for example. I'm going to use Falco for most of these examples. So it could be Falco versus every single character, and also the Ditto. So how many characters are there? Like, I think there's like 76. I don't even know. I think it said 78 before, whatever. So there's another 78 videos right there. Then you do that times every other character. I think I did the math before, and this is before Banjo came out. If you did a matchup video for every single character, with every single character, there's about 5,600 different matchups in the game. So yeah, there's 500 or 5,600 videos you could potentially do right there. So it's really crazy to me when people run out of ideas for videos, because of course there are like the very standard, oh, how to do a reverse aerial rush, or here's how to ledge trump, or the applications of walking or something like that. Like, yes, once you've done those things, or here's how to do a ladder combo, whatever. Once you've done those things, then it's kind of just done. Like, there's different applications for each of those things for characters, I guess, but you're not going to do reverse aerial rush with Mario, reverse aerial rush with Peach, reverse aerial rush with Falco. Like, it's kind of redundant. You kind of want to just, in my opinion, stay away from doing something like that and just say, here's how to use back air and all the different applications. Back air out of shield, back air for ledge trapping, back air for edge guarding, back air for combo extension if the character has that, back air for combo starting, and so on and so forth. So that's what I would do as far as that. And another thing I wanted to talk about too that I just kind of reminded myself about, and this was it kind of has not entirely to do with how I come up with ideas, but it was the idea in itself. And the idea was Nail the Trick. A lot of people love that series, and I'm very happy that you guys love that series so much. And people have always wondered, where did that idea come from? Or more importantly, why is there skateboards at the end of the video? Why are the people doing skateboard tricks at the end of the video? Like, it doesn't make any sense to some people. And I'm gonna try and explain why I decided to do skateboarding at the end. Also, if you notice, at the beginning of the video, when it says MOS Trixx nailed the trick or whatever, I think it's nail the trick by MOS Trixx, that's all in like graffiti and spray paint. And the reason for that too is, once again, it is going with the theme of skateboarding, because it's just, I don't want to say entirely part of skateboard culture, but graffiti and tagging and stuff like that, it kind of is. So I kind of wanted to go with that theme. And the reason why I used skateboards at all is, if you've ever looked up a tutorial online for skateboarding, you look up how to do a kickflip, how to do a heel flip, how to do a 50-50 grind, how to do a manual, anything. And it'll be a short video explaining exactly that. And now you get to walk away with a piece of information that just, now I just know this. Now I just can do it. Just like, not every single video has to be, here's a 20-minute video, or in the case of skateboarding, a 2-hour video on how to skateboard. So I could do the same thing. Like, here's a 2-hour video on how to, I don't know, play Pac-Man. It's like, I could do that, or here's a 2.5-minute video or 2-minute video of how to do one setup, like fair into key off stage style on somebody with Pac-Man. It's short, sweet, and it gives you some satisfaction. Then you can just learn it quickly. The idea was so that if you were to pick up a character like Pac-Man or Roy or Falco or Samus or anybody at all, and you have no base knowledge at all with the character, it's like, okay, I watched this video, it's very short, and it gives me just a little bit of information so that I can get started. Just like how to do a kickflip. If you know how to do a kickflip on a skateboard, you most definitely do not know how to skateboard entirely, but you know how to do one thing that keeps you interested enough to play, or to skateboard in that case, or for us, play that character. So if it's like, here's how to do a, I don't know, Z drop, bomb, nair, up smash, or dash attack, or down tilt up B combo with Breath of the Wild Link. It's very short, and that's it. But it's like, now you like Link. Now you want to play Link because you can do this one cool thing. That's all it took, right? And so that's kind of where that's a very long, convoluted answer, but that's kind of where the idea of Nail the Trick came from. Also, being a musician, there was a series on YouTube. What was it called? It was called, I think it was called like, I Bet You Can't Play This, something like that. And there'd be some professional guitarists like, I don't know, like Paul Gilbert or Yngwie Malmsteen or something like that, or Buckethead, and they'll be like, oh, I bet you can't play this, and then just do some freaking crazy thing, and it's probably, the video is like 4 minutes long, and it just teaches you how to do that one little lick. It's like, all right, I definitely don't know how to play the guitar in its entirety, but I can do this cool thing now. So it's kind of based on stuff like that, but I applied it to Smash. So hopefully that clears it up. The idea of, like I said, for the skateboards is just because of, like I said before, it's just like a little idea based on those style of tutorials. I don't know if that answers the question. I kind of think it does. If anybody was wondering what's with the skateboards, that's it. That's pretty much it. So the next question is, how did I get started with YouTube in general? And I'll tell you right now that I did not have a prior audience. I didn't have a prior audience to doing YouTube at all. I didn't have a giant Twitter or Instagram or a separate YouTube channel that had like a bunch of followers or anything. Nothing. I started with literally 0 subs on YouTube, and I just started going. I didn't have any shout outs. I didn't pay for any commercials, didn't pay for any ads, nothing. I just went. And what happened was I started to network with a ton of people, whether it was in Discords, whether it was going to tournaments, anything like that, just to try and get to know people, get inside the community, and then put out videos based on what was happening to me. So like as far as the how to fight guides, like I would go to a tournament and I'd fight someone who would just destroy me with a character, and then I'd go home and learn everything about that character and then put out a video. Once again, more ways to get ideas for videos, right? So let's say, for example, this isn't even an example, this is the truth. I lost to an Ike player who literally destroyed me. Like this was before MKLeo even picked up Ike. Like this is way back in the day at this point, as far as Smash Ultimate goes. And yeah, that was it. It's like, okay, this guy literally killed me. I didn't know what to do at all. Is this even possible to win this matchup? Period. As Falco, can I even do this? So we went to the lab and we figured it out. That's all we did, right? So that was part of it, and then people start to jump onto the idea of how do you fight these characters, how do you fight. That's why we have like how to fight Cloud, how to fight Inkling, how to fight Pichu before nerfs and stuff like that. Pre-patch Pichu was insane, forward tilt killing at 90 at the ledge, pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, also with getting started with YouTube is I got into a Discord. That's like the biggest thing. If you're trying to be a YouTuber at all, I wouldn't even say just in Smash, like any game or anything at all, getting into a community is great in person, but getting into a Discord with like-minded people, even if they are not YouTubers, is huge. You have to get into a community where you can actually interact with people who are interested in what you're doing and interested in the same things you're interested in. So as far as for Smash, I went into the Smash Battlegrounds Discord, and I was just a guy. You know, nobody knew me. I didn't have any clout or anything. I wasn't a YouTuber before I joined. No one cared who I was or anything. I just got in there and I started to talk to people. And I joined voice chat. Everyone was super nice. I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna stick around in this server and become friends with people. That's literally all it was. Nobody did anything amazing. They were just nice, right? And that goes a really long way, especially if you treat YouTube like a business as far as networking with people. Being approachable, being helpful, doing everything you possibly can, and not necessarily expecting something in return is probably the best way to get started with a business in general, but then also with YouTube. So when we were in the Discord and stuff like that, like I said before, I was just a guy, just a member of the Discord. And I started talking to one of the mods there, started playing for a pretty long time, and then eventually the mods and the owner pulled me aside and asked me if I wanted to be a mod. And I'm like, yeah, I'd be down. Like, I'm here all the time. I like to help out, whatever I can do. And they made me a mod. And that mod that I was talking with and just hanging out with, and I didn't know anything was actually going to happen, was Shadow9. So from there, I was like, all right, I'm a mod here now, which is kind of cool. So people kind of know who I am a little bit, just because like my name would be at the top of the Discord with the other mods and stuff like that. And then from there, I decided to make the channel, and I said, yo, Shadow, since you're pretty chill and you're a good player, like we met back at Smash 4, by the way. This was before Ultimate even came out. Like when Smash Ultimate comes out, do you want to do this channel with me? Like it'll just be fun. Like if you're down, let's do it. And at the time, I didn't have a roadmap to say in this many months or this many years, this is what's going to happen. I just wanted to do it for the sake of doing it. And a lot of people, I'll say right now, don't start YouTube channels because they're afraid that they're going to run out of steam at some point and then just be like, that's the end of it. I'm just done. I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to stop everything. It's like, well, if you were to look at my channel, for example, I think I put out over 30 videos on just Falco, and if you asked me day one how many video ideas I could come up with for Falco, I definitely wouldn't have said 30. I probably would have said like 5, to be honest. But that's the thing. As the meta progresses, you just get ideas. You get exposed to different things that you had no idea even existed, and then that's a new idea for a video. And so me and Shadow, we started labbing together, doing whatever else, trying to put out videos, whatever. And then from there, actually no, before the channel even started again, I'm sorry I'm backtracking a bit more, but I was streaming at one point, and then randomly someone just joined my stream. He was a pretty good Greninja / Cloud player. If you're watching this, you know who you are. And eventually he came into, I asked him to come to the server, come chill with us. He was a pretty chill guy. And then we started, he is like now part of MOS as well. And this is Juice, X2 Juice. So he is also a big part of how we continue to make or come up with ideas, I guess, because he was just down to lab. He was always a good partner to be like, all right, we're going to do some dummy testing as far as, let's say for the series where I did for Falco, how to edgeguard every single character in the game as Falco. Juice was typically the person that I was doing all the testing with. Shadow jumped in as well, but then within that time, and this was more towards, it was like after Ultimate had come out, I met Coltman, who is the Snake player, and I was like, yo, this guy is destroying me literally all the time. So we're gonna put out a video on how to fight Snake, because I'm sure I'm not the only person that is getting killed by Snake literally all the time. So once again, that's how, like, if you're, there's a theme to what's going on here. It's like, instead of getting salty that somebody's better than me or that I don't know how to beat them or whatever it is, you just, at least for me, befriend them. And that's how you build your team. That's how you build your culture, your community within Smash or within Call of Duty or within Tekken or Street Fighter, whatever game it is that you're playing in particular, DBZ Fighters. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's like, how can I take this challenge and turn it into a positive? If there's anything to take away from any of this, that's the biggest thing. How can I take a challenge and turn it into a positive? So from there, kept on going, kept on putting out videos and stuff like that. And the thing that, like, I guess made the channel blow up and turned it from meta of Smash into meta of Falco, for whatever reason, is I put out a montage. I think it was my second montage ever, and it's not even good at all. But I literally said, like, I titled the video, Leffen was right about Falco, because when Falco, or when Smash Ultimate came out, like day one, Leffen said, oh, Falco's best character in the game, free. Like, there's top tiers, then there's Falco. And I don't know if he was, I don't think he was trolling. I think he genuinely believed it at the time, and that's fine. But then I put out a video with, it's just like a montage. It was very, bro, it was such a basic montage. Like, I don't do anything amazing at all. But just because of the title, and a lot of people in the comments got incredibly salty because it's like, what the hell? This character's not good. This is all clickbait. This is BS. This player's not even good. These clips are horrible. All this stuff is like, all right, whatever. But the video got like, I don't know, I think it's like 27,000 views or something like that, at least right now. But at the time, like, for a channel of mine that was like, I think we had like maybe not even 400 subs. And the video itself had like 10,000 views, people started going crazy and like were amazed, because at the time, keep in mind, at the time, the video or the clips were actually decent. Like, going off stage, that's one of the biggest things that Leffen griped about in the beginning of Smash Ultimate, is that no one knows how to edgeguard, no one knows how to ledge trap, because you don't have to in this game, or something like that. I don't know what it was exactly, but compared to, like, everyone was saying in Smash 4, or he was saying that everyone that came from Smash 4 didn't know how to ledge trap, but if you played Melee, you definitely knew how to ledge trap and edgeguard, and that's why he said Falco's one of the best, if not the best, because he's incredibly good at doing those things, right? So my montage was essentially just dare spike after dare spike after dare spike, fair off stage, back air, like everything was off stage. And I don't even know if he ever saw the video. I don't know if there's even a way to find out, probably not, but yeah, that pretty much is what made the channel turn into meta of Falco, just because of that. So I started putting out tons of Falco videos. I kind of got my start with that. I don't know if I would consider it to be luck. like it kind of is luck that the video happened to pop off the way it did. There's another video that happened before that, but it didn't really translate well as far as like people subscribing and shit, because the video was me fighting Hungrybox in Elite Smash, and we were both garbage. Like, bro, you know what? I'm gonna link the video to us playing. I didn't commentate the video because I was trying to play, first of all. At one point, he did a rollout off stage and nearly killed himself, and I didn't edge guard him because I was terrified. I'm like, yo, I'm fighting Hungrybox. If I just go off stage, I'm probably just gonna die because I don't know what's gonna happen, because he's clearly a god and I'm just me. So I'm not doing anything. So he almost killed himself. Let him go back on stage. Then he did a random rest in the middle of the stage, and I shot him with a laser. I could have killed him. I'm like, bro, this is so bad. But whatever. So that video also has like 40,000 views or something because of Hungrybox. And for anyone that doesn't believe it, because there's a ton of comments on that video that said this is fake, someone just made their name Hungrybox. Hungrybox would never play this horrible. This is definitely just some random kid who changed their name to Hungrybox to clickbait us, and it has a bunch of dislikes and all this shit. But I actually have clips from his stream to prove that yes, I did fight him. Not that it's even amazing. It's not even amazing to fight a pro player in Elite Smash. It's not hard to find them. So I don't know what the big deal was, but whatever. So at least for me, if you are trying to get your start with, let's say, we'll stick to Smash because it's a Smash channel. If you're trying to get your start with Smash, the number one thing I would do is pick a character that you like, obviously your main if you have a main, and then put out guides for that character. Be very, like I said before in the very beginning, laser focus, pinpoint on one character, and then become almost the spokesperson for that character. When it comes to Falco, I most definitely am the spokesperson for that character on YouTube. I don't think I'm the best Falco. I know there are better players than me, and that's another whole story, because for some reason people think that just because I teach everything Falco that I'm just automatically better than everyone. Not the case, because I don't compete that much. Like, I'm literally putting out videos almost every single day, so I don't have a lot of time to travel to tournaments. I used to go to a lot of tournaments before, but I also did a lot less YouTube. So it's one or the other. You can't upload every single day and compete 3 times a week or 4 times a week, or be traveling to these tournaments that are in the States. In my case, I'm in Canada right now, so I'd have to like cross the border to go to 95% of the big tournaments. The only one that's close to me is EGLX, and that's once a year and only sometimes. Like, I think this year they were actually almost not even gonna have EGLX. It happened very last minute that they're gonna have a Smash tournament, but it's whatever. But yeah, as far as being a spokesperson for your character, let's say another thing too would be, you want to be a spokesperson for a character that doesn't have a leader or a face already. And that I kind of got, I guess, lucky in that sense, because Larry Lurr should have been the face of Falco as our pro player, our fearless leader, whatever you want to call it, because like Peach has Samsora. At one point, Void was Pichu, MKLeo is Joker now, he was Ike before. But a lot of these characters are like, Light is for Fox, right? A lot of these characters that are very popular already have a spokesperson, if that makes sense, or a pro player that is pushing the meta or has a million VODs or placing really well, like Esam with Pikachu, or Mars and ZSS, Nairo, Palutena, same thing, right? So it's like, for me, I could have been overshadowed by Larry Lurr had he not dropped Falco for a very long time. And I still don't really know why he did. He almost beat pre-patch Pichu, Void's pre-patch Pichu, in Super Splat Bros in the first month of Ultimate. He reversed, I think it was reverse 3-0, or he took him from losers, or from winner's side of Grands, put him into losers, and he almost won, which is like, at that point, is like an impossible matchup for Falco. Pichu versus Falco, pre-patch Pichu, broken, literally the hardest shit in the world to try, and it's Void's Pichu as well, and he almost won, and then he just dropped him. Hello? Like, what? Why? I have no idea why he dropped it. If he just stuck with Falco, I feel like Falco would have, number one, I would have been overshadowed by a mile. By a mile, I'm sure, because everyone would have been looking at Larry Lur's channel for Falco guides and stuff like that. Of course, I have my own style, and I upload a lot more, and he's definitely not, like, no shade. He's not a YouTuber, he's a pro player. Like, that's his main focus. So for him to really put out a ton of YouTube videos on Falco, he could have done it, and it would have been whatever, but he's definitely a pro player first. So if, like I was trying to say, I know I keep on going on tangents and trying to give you some backstory and stuff like that at the same time, but if you are trying to start a channel, let's say your character that you want to do, I don't know, you could even do Crom. Like, there's Shoyo James, but he doesn't put out any content that I know of, at least. Shulk, I'm going to be doing some Shulk videos in the future. There are a couple out there, but very minimal. That's the same thing. I'm kind of capitalizing on the whole Meta Knight wave that I've started, because there's only a couple. There's the Abadango guide, which was, I think, in Japanese and has subtitles, and it's very long. It's not bad by any means, but if you don't have the patience or understanding to read through everything that's happening, you're like, okay, this is just way too much. I'm sorry. And then there's another guy who put out like a ladder combo guide like 8 months ago, and then that was it. So it's like, all right, I could do Meta Knight, because there's really not a lot of stuff out here for Meta Knight. Oh, a good one would be, if you really want to, and I'm sorry if I just butchered this for somebody, but Rob. There's like no Rob anything out there. There's the same thing with Cloud, and I understand why there isn't with Cloud, because at least in my opinion, Cloud is a very easy character. He doesn't have a ton of combos. He much more relies on your skill or not your skill, your understanding of the game, your neutral, your mix-up, your spacing, your mind games, like that kind of stuff. And some of that stuff can't really be taught. Like, you can't really teach someone mind games and just be like, oh, this is a mind game that just works when it's time for it to work, and you just have to download that into your own subconscious, and then you'll be good. Like, you can't really do that. So you could, there's a couple channels out there that have like bread and butters for Cloud and stuff like that, and they're great, but as far as a Cloud meta pushing channel, I don't think there is one. So look around online, find a character that you really like, and then push for that character. Push for that character. That's what I would do. I know, I'm sorry if I'm just like rambling at this point. I'm trying to give you guys as much insight and background as I possibly can as to like how I started and how things happened to work out for me. I didn't plan for Falco to be the forefront of the channel by any means. I wanted my channel to be a lot like Izaw's channel, where he just focuses on characters. He focuses on Smash. He doesn't say, he's not meta of Link. You know, he does play Link, but he's not meta of Link. He pushes characters and guides for anybody, right? And that's what I wanted to do too. So, of course, his channel's much larger at this point, so he can afford to be a lot more widespread. But when you're a small channel starting out, you kind of want to be meta of Duck Hunt, meta of Rob, meta of Zelda, meta of, I don't know, meta of Ike, whatever. Doesn't really matter. You want to start small like that, like I said, laser focus, pinpoint, and then you can go out to more broad subjects once you have your audience. And for the last question, I get a lot, and this is slightly more to do, even more so, with YouTube, just the culture of YouTube itself, is how do I deal with negative comments or people who are very opinionated leaving comments on my videos. And I'll tell you right now that you kind of just have to accept that that is part of YouTube. The biggest part of that is, hands down, that it does not matter what you put out. You could put out, there's no such thing as the perfect video. It does not exist. There's no such thing as a video that will get 1 million views, 100,000 likes, 0 dislikes, and 0 negative comments. It does not exist. It never has, and it never will. Doesn't matter what you do, somewhere someone will not like it. The video will be too long. The music will be too loud. The music will be the wrong style. They don't like your voice. They don't like the fact that you swore in your video. They don't like the fact that your intro is 15 seconds when it should be 5. They don't like that your I don't know, they don't like that you have an accent. It doesn't matter. They don't like that you've covered a topic that someone else has covered already. So no matter what, it's just going to happen. So instead of dwelling or being afraid that someone is going to say something negative on your video, at least for me, I kind of have fun with it, to be honest. If people say something negative on my video, I'll just troll, to be honest. Like, straight up. If you've ever gotten a comment back from me and you're like, what the hell? It's like, yeah, I'm just trolling because what you said was so incredibly dumb. No offense, but kind of offense. That I can't help but just troll. If you're going to say something that stupid or that negative, I'm like, all right. I could just write out an entire long paragraph on why you're wrong, but that's not my style. I'd rather just troll and then just get a good laugh out of it. So that's number one thing. So when it boils down to it, with a negative comment or whatever for yourself, if that's something that's stopping you from starting YouTube in general, just know that I get them all the time. Zero gets them all the time. Izod gets them all the time. Even Beefy Smash Dudes. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, the level of quality of content, the size of your audience. Even if you are the golden boy of YouTube, it doesn't matter who you are. Negative comments are going to be there. So don't let that be a reason to not do it. Because at the end of the day, if you're trying to do YouTube as a job or career or as your dream, you're really going to let flipping Johnny55_Smash SSBU be the guy to stop you because he says that you suck? Like, it doesn't matter. Because when you're 85 years old, are you even going to remember this comment? Like, I know I'm talking way in the future at this point, but when people say, oh, your YouTube channel sucks. Oh, your mic quality is shit. Oh, you should be doing this in 60 FPS and not 30 FPS because the video quality makes me want to die or whatever. If people say some crazy shit like that, it's like, all right, if that's all it took, then you're probably pretty frail. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's kind of a yikes on your part. In some cases, if someone is trying to genuinely help you and you take it as a negative, that's different. And I can kind of segue into this with that because that's actually how I met someone who's now part of our team. I put out a video, geez, I don't even know how long, I don't know, 7 months ago at least. And somebody commented on my video saying that my intro and outro, see, once again, very picky, my intro and outro of the video were very lackluster. Like, they could be a lot better. And I could have gotten very upset and been like, what do you know about YouTube? What do you know about editing? I don't care. Shut up. Look at my channel. You got nothing. You're a loser. I could have said all that stuff to this guy. But instead, like I said, take a challenge and turn it into a positive. And that's exactly what I did. I said, you know what? There's a chance, a very good chance, that you know what you're talking about. And honestly, my intro and outro weren't good, and I knew they weren't that good. So instead, I'm like, you know what? Join the Discord and let's talk. Like, if you have suggestions, I'm at least open to hear them out. Because if you can help me in some way, why would I get offended by that? And this guy ended up, he still helps me to this day. It's been months or coming up on a year at this point, which is crazy. And it's like, this guy was FGZ, who has done all of my intros moving forward, all of my outros moving forward, a couple of the transitions, like a ton of stuff. And all it took was me being, like I said, open to the idea of working with people, expanding the community, right? Getting into the community, networking. Like, it all ties back into just, I guess, just genuinely being a good person. Because there's a lot of people out there that what he said was definitely not mean. He was not coming from a place of hate, and I know this. But I could have taken it completely wrong. And I know that to this day, my quality of videos would be a lot worse. And that's it. Like, not even because of not being skilled enough or not being intelligent enough to do better, but more so just being ignorant to the idea that I could do better. And I don't mean ignorant in a negative way. I mean ignorant as in just not knowing. Like, that's just it. I would have just not known that my intros were not that great. Like, they're not hurting anybody, but now the intro that I have, man, almost every video I put out now, people are like, yo, this intro is clean, this intro is amazing, this intro is sick, like where did you get this? And it's like, FGZ hooked me up, yo. Like that's just what it was. He was down, he was nice, he's a cool guy, you know. So I'm like, you know what, let's work together. And I've been trying to get him some work as much as I possibly can too, get his name out there, because like I said, I want to pay it forward with everything that I do, right? And that's another part of networking and getting into the community as well, is if I can get him some work or get him some other channels that he can network with, why not? It doesn't hurt me at all. Like, just help out whoever you possibly can and just see what happens. Like, that's another big part of it too. And I'm kind of wrapping it up at this point. I know it's been a long video at this point, but when it comes down to it, you want to try and help out as many people as you can and network with as many people as you can, and not always expect something in return. Sometimes you'll get something in return and that's great, but if it's like, yo, I'll do this for you, but only if this happens, people aren't probably not going to want to work with you. Even if it's like the smallest thing ever, like, yo, I'll make you a new banner for your YouTube channel for $15. It's like, first of all, sir, I do graphic design for a living. So if I need a new banner, I can just make my own. And I also have FGZ, and I also have Frenzy Light. You know, these guys that are also graphic artists. Some of them do it like graphic art as their job, and some of them are YouTubers who can also do graphic art. So it's like, if this person is just trying to hustle, kind of have a side hustle, that's totally fine. But I don't know. It's just something about the way people kind of try to conduct their business, which really stifles their growth when it comes to YouTube or anything at all. When it comes to, even if you have an art business, if every single transaction you try and do is, I'll do this for you for $10. I'll do this for you for $20. I'll do this for you for a shout out. A lot of people close the door on you because of that. Rather than if you were to just be like, you know what, I really like what you're doing and I want to contribute. I want to make you a banner. And I don't even care if you give me recognition. I just want to do it because I want to see you succeed. If you do that, someone will be like, yo, what's your Twitter? What's your YouTube? What's your Instagram? Let me shout you out because you're a cool guy. And I appreciate that you came up to me and you didn't ask for anything. You want to do it out of the goodness of your heart. And for that, I'm going to repay you. It is the most weird, backwards, reverse psychology shit in the world, but it's just kind of how it is, you know? So if you can take that into consideration as well when you're trying to start your channel or start your hustle, whatever it might be, you'll get very, very far. And one more thing on that note, I just wanted to add too, is, this has to do with anything at all. Don't go out of your way to be a clout chaser. And by that, I mean exactly what I said. If you are a channel that has 250 subs and you want to do a video with someone who has 100,000 subs and you're like, oh, let's do a video and post it on your channel, it'll be sick. It might work, I guess. Like, I'm not saying never do that, but you're much better off networking and working with people that are around the same level as you, as far as if it's YouTube, the amount of subs. With that, it's like, if you have 1,000 subs, try and network with someone who has 1,500 or network with someone who has 700, right? Because your audience will be entirely different. Because, like, let's say if you do have 1,000 subs, there's a chance there's another channel out there that has 1,000 subs, and not only have you never heard of each other until that day, but all of your subs have never heard of them, and vice versa. So you're much better off trying to build together with someone like that. But anyways, that's going to be it for the video. I know this is a pretty long one. Pretty much anytime I do a video like this, I just start ranting. I don't know. And I don't know. I'm trying to give you guys as much information and help as possible because, like I said before, one of the biggest things about being a YouTuber is other people asking you how can they do it too, because this essentially is what a lot of people would like to do with their life. They would like to be a YouTuber for a living, whether they make an insane amount of money or if they just make enough money to be able to quit their part-time job that they friggin' hate. If that's all it takes to do that, then I want to try and help you guys get to that spot. Because like if for whatever reason, if this video makes 15 people say, you know what, fuck it, I'm doing it, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, I'm not quitting my job today, but I'm gonna at least start. I'm gonna start on something, whether it's, like I said, it could be Smash, it could be fitness, it could be literally anything at all. It can be any type of YouTube channel at all. If that's all if this is what it took to then get you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do it, then I'm happy. I'm actually ecstatic that I was able to be a part of what made you make the mental shift to decide, you know what, I want to change my own life. And I'm not trying to get all whatever on you. You know what I'm trying to say. I want the best for as many people as possible. So if this is what you needed to hear, or you had to see this or hear this background story on how I got started, because like I said before, definitely not famous, definitely not a sponsored pro player, never got a shout out, never done a video with someone who has 100,000 subs, something like that to get like a boost, nothing. I just started, right? And like a lot of people don't really get to hear that side of things, so I wanted to give you guys the exposure to realize that it is possible to do it, even it's just starting from nothing. Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, and as always, this is Trixx from Meta Smash saying thanks for watching the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Not like this, but maybe like this. We'll see. Keep the questions coming, guys, and I'll see you next time.